Hello, my name is swissbianco. In this video I will talk about the opinel saw. As it is here in my hand, it's a folding saw made in France by Opinel company. We see already the handle is made out of wood. That's pretty typical for Opinel. While they have a couple of synthetic plastic handles now, mainly with knife blades. I did not see it yet on the saw blade. There is mainly that typical wood be used. This saw blade, this Opinel saw, has the number 12. That gives us the size, and there is also the French name of the patent, of the protection of the lock. It has a pretty simple locking mechanism. We see that part here is sliding. The construction is basically a two-part. We have inside a thicker metal ring, and outside is the thinner metal ring that slides around and therefore, like here, locking the blade. Doesn't matter on which side you lock the blade, goes on both sides, and because there is an angle and it still goes on with the angle itself adjusting. So from this point it's really nice. The outer ring doesn't fall off the construction because basically this gap here is needed as a gap for the head of the rivet that rivets the main blade, the saw blade, in place. It's a bit a stiff action here, but we see as it is folded, it's pretty compact, and we also see the typical slot into the wood, and where the blade, the part of the blade here as it is in the open position, hits the part of the rings. I use this saw, I would say, for over 5 years by now, maybe 8. I got this long time ago and directly from the factory back then. Opinel are really nice people. Unfortunately, because it is made in wood and not in a synthetic, there is certain drawbacks, and basically here now in North Georgia, where it's pretty humid during the summer time, such a saw blade doesn't work too well because the wood construction get wet, and as best as I know, inside is no lacquer or not much lacquer inside the groove, and the groove is really tight. So if the knife, doesn't matter if it's a knife or a saw, if it's in the closed position and it gets wet, the wood starts swelling and actually clamp on the blade, on the steel part, and some of the Opinels are stainless, some are carbon steel. If it's carbon steel, it could even start rusting by the metal, the steel part there. But what is the main problem? It's clamping. It's clamping, and if you have bad luck, if you want to use the blade, you have a hardest time to open it because there is no part to grab. Really, it's a simple thin metal. You have a hard time to open it. You can hit it a bit on a maybe on a tree or something, that it with that part that it may lock free, but it's a trouble. So it depends on the area where you live. If such a opinel knife with a wood handle or this saw blade would be useful for you or not. Just saying the negative points. Second negative point, it doesn't have a lanyard hole. Would be easy to fix if you are a little bit good with your hands. If you have a drilling machine, you can drill a hole here and then hopefully put a bit a lacquer on it, that there the fluid or the humidity doesn't go in too much. There are way many people that work on opinel handles to change the shape, even change the material and all that. So on the internet, if you would like to do that, you sure find a lot of information and pictures and videos if they alter their opinel. Other than that, in Switzerland, that came in handy many times. It has a good size. You just need to be careful as you open it. It's already a bit stiff, and then you lock it either that way or the other, doesn't matter. And the good size grip allow you for safe using. Rather not grip too much in front, rather at the end, because this depression left and right side gives you a better grip. That's maybe a bit another drawback. The opinel handles are pretty slick, so there is no texture. They just put a lacquer on it, and then the opinel printing in black on this sample with the original logo and all, but and they give you the pull action cut. Yeah, this only saw as you pull it, so just be careful as you use it. If that would have a lanyard hole, we could also use a lanyard paracord to loop around the finger, so the finger could not slide forward towards the saw blade, which is pretty aggressive. Saw action is well for such a kind of a blade, also because it's relatively thin. It saws pretty well. That would not be the problem. I just hope one day opinel makes the same simple working construction with a plastic, with a synthetic handle and a lanyard hole, then with a stainless steel blade, of course, all stainless steel. Then such a knife would be really a knife or a saw would be really nice to have. There are some more opinel videos on my YouTube channel. That much about the opinel number 12 saw blade knife.